Hello, this is Dr. T.K. Gossett, chiropractic physician and creator of the Gossett Factor. Today I'm here with Joan, and she came in for treatment and thought we would share a little bit about her experience here. Joan, can you tell me a little bit about the symptoms that you were having when you first came in?
Certainly. I was having a really bad sciatica from pretty much my right hip down to my ankle for over 6 months, and had also been involved in a car accident about 2 years ago where I ended up with some neck damage that really just we had a hard time getting full resolution on.
Okay.
So my pain level was really high and just made a big difference in my job as far as having to drive, and the standing that I do and things like that was really difficult.
So how are you being affected, or how are you concerned about this affecting you as you're looking at a few more years to retirement?
Yeah, I've been really worried because I started getting some peripheral neuropathy in my hands and feet. And with that, the numbness that I was getting, as well as extra sensation there, it was a concern. Because I just saw myself progressing and not getting better with the treatment plan I was on, which made it difficult for me.
Okay.
Just thinking ahead and where I was going to be in, say, 5 or 10 years. My mother's on a walker, and I just didn't want to be there,
Okay.
if I can help it. So. And the doctors I'd been to, and, they wanted to start doing shots in my back, and, one even kind of alluded to surgery on my back, and I didn't want anything invasive like that.
Okay.
I was trying to avoid that and was looking for other ways, to be able to handle my pain level and the numbness and things.
Okay. Had it affected your activity level or your social life yet?
Yes, I would say it did, just because there were times that I would cancel because, if there was going to be a lot of walking or a lot of standing, I knew I couldn't do it. Okay. And that I didn't want to be the party pooper, basically.
Right.
And, not be able to just keep up with everyone.
Okay.
So I'd bow out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how did you hear about us?
It was interesting. I found out about you on Facebook. On my iPad, I'd been doing different searches for peripheral neuropathy and sciatica to try to come up with some more holistic types of treatment.
Okay.
And so I got a targeted ad from the Gossett Factor, was very intrigued by it.
Okay. Okay. What did you think of your first visit here with the consultation and the exam that I performed with you?
Yeah, we called and got an appointment. I came with my sister, brought her with me just to get a second, kind of listen to what was going on, and we were impressed. The evaluations and some of the tests that you did were just on target, and were really able to drill down to what some of my problems were without me necessarily even telling you. That you were able to just hit the right spot and looked at me and said, hey, I can help you. The sense of relief that I had was just enormous. My last conversation with you that day was, can I come back tomorrow for intensive treatment?
Right.
And I had to run my sister home and then come back. We live out of state, and be able to start that treatment right away. I was so excited about it.
So
Yeah.
because you lived out of town, then you chose to do what we call an intensive, where you came
Right.
and worked with me intensively one-on-one as your personal physician to get you in a better place.
Yes.
So what type of transformation did you notice?
To me, it was invaluable having that one-on-one time with you. I don't think in my life I've ever had that with a doctor. To really have someone there to be able to talk through all of my different symptoms, what's going on, why is it happening. It meant so much to me, and was just very appreciated, and just something I'd never found anywhere else. Normally it's 10 minutes with the doctor, in and out, and if you got anything else on the list, if you don't do it fast, it's not, you're not going to get your answers for it.
Right.
And you were there for me, and I really appreciated that. The intensive treatment that I've received, the first treatment where you started with the decompression was just amazing, as far as feeling that initial just almost release of my spine, and all those nerves that had just really been encapsulated and trapped.
Tension as well?
I could just feel those releases, within a few days, and some of the pain level went way down, as well as strength returning.
So how did that strength show up?
Yeah, we had talked about this a little bit later, and it was so interesting because, it was like when I sit on the floor, I've always had to then get on my knees to be able to stand up. And about 2 days into us working together, I was able just to put my feet up under me and stand straight up. I had the strength in my legs to be able to do that. And I don't think I'd been able to do that for 12 to 15 years.
Oh my.
Yeah, a real long time. So it was just pretty miraculous in my book, just to say, I can't believe I did this. I think I came in and was telling you and Liesl the next day, oh my gosh, I can't believe I stood up, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
It was really something.
What would you tell others who are suffering with a long-term problem that have been to other doctors, and maybe they've had a lot of different types of treatment and nothing's been effective? Maybe they've been told that's all we can do, or maybe they've been recommended surgery, and maybe they've been told you're just going to have to live with it.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people?
Yeah, the one thing with my neck, and I'll just refer back to when I was rear-ended by a car and shoved into the car in front of me 2 years ago. I went through about 3 months of chiropractic care at the time, and we got a lot of relief from that, but then also did physical therapy on top of it, but was told it's as good as it's going to get. You're going to have to just learn to live with this pain. Within a matter of 3 days with you, Dr. Gossett, the pain was gone.
Wow.
Which, you know, after all that time and being told it is what it is, learn to live with it. You know, I work at a computer, I drive a lot with my job, and it was so difficult to deal with that neck pain and tension and getting headaches and things like that, that it was really just wonderful. I would recommend to anybody out there, give Dr. Gossett a try. You know, come in for a consult, get to know him. The other patients here, you really get a chance to kind of grow from each other and learn from each other as well, which I think we all appreciate. You find out you're not the only one in that situation, that there are other individuals that, you know, have those horrible pain levels and have, you know, kind of just been dealing with it.
So you would consider it a good investment of your time, your effort, and your money to come in and get the care that we recommended?
Yes, I certainly do. I will say I was a little uncertain at first because it was a time commitment, as well as then, you know, being able to say, hey, I've got to keep up with some exercises. But, you know, at this point, it's all worth it because I've seen the results, and, you know, the pain level is down to almost none at this point. You know, after my, you know, kind of phase 1 and phase 2 of treatment with you, Dr. Gossett, and I highly recommend you. Anyone who, you know, is considering something like that, definitely worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joan.
Yeah.
So if you're suffering from a long-term chronic problem, if you've been to multiple doctors and tried multiple procedures and haven't received help or still having problems, then consider giving us a call and setting up a consultation with me at 217-351-8040. This is Dr. Gossett. Thank you.